Hello YouTube, this is Yirmiyahu Weeps. This is a message to atheists concerning a video that I posted maybe a week or two ago, not that long ago, a few weeks ago I think, entitled Atheist Proof That the Creator Exists. Now, a number of atheists, oh man, I have a lot to say, I'm just going to try to go into it. A number of atheists commented that the title was misleading, and it was intended to be provocative, and it was intended to be easily misread, and so that was not upfront about me, and I apologize about that. But even more, I want to apologize for the video itself, because I had error in that video. I misspoke, I misrepresented. In fact, there were a number of things that I want to apologize for with that video. I misspoke and I had error. I did not, I was not correct in at least one thing, if not a couple things. But my behavior and my attitude was wrong, I believe. I did not treat people with respect, so I apologize for that. But even more so, I misrepresented the Creator, which is not cool, not good on my part. So I am very much apologizing for that, because from what I have seen, that when I've seen conversations with atheists either in real life or on YouTube, the Creator gets misrepresented a lot, and many times atheists are not treated right and not treated well. So I want to apologize for my partaking in that, and I used to be a Christian back in the day, so for what it's worth, I want to apologize for Christianity as much as I can, for how atheists have been treated by Christians. I'm not saying across the board, but I know that what Christianity purports is that even if the Christian is being mistreated by anyone, whether it's an atheist or anyone else, they are supposed to treat the other person well, as a show, as a demonstration of what the Creator is like. And if they're not doing that, they're misrepresenting the Creator, and they're not being worthy of being called a follower of His, from my perspective, from what I've seen. And they're doing wrong, and they need to apologize. So I'm apologizing for my part in that, and I'm apologizing as much as I'm able for how Christianity has treated people, how Christians in the name of Christianity have treated people too many times. So I'm apologizing for that. And I'm also apologizing for the message that Christianity has given, because I see that it has a number of errors. I mean, one of which you may say is, well, there's no Creator anyway, so that's a huge error. Well, and that may be something we disagree on. But regardless, I'm apologizing for the video that I posted, because it had error, and I did not, I was not upfront in how I treated people, and I don't feel right about that. And I, in a couple places, I did not treat people right, and I just apologize for that. And also, I want to apologize for myself and for Christianity and religion, I suppose, even though religion is such a general term and encompasses too much to almost even be qualifiable. But I want to apologize for my lack of appreciation, because I appreciate atheism, and I appreciate atheists, and I particularly appreciate their skepticism and their questioning things, which I think is extremely healthy. And I am very thankful for that. That's been a huge benefit in my life. There have been quite a few atheists who have helped me learn, which I'm extremely thankful for. Well, I want to just say that I believe, my personal, from what I've seen, and from what I know of the Creator, that He has purposed people, well, everybody, to be the way they are. So if you're an atheist, He's purposed it to be that way, and He's hidden Himself. He's hidden Himself from many people in many different ways, for His own reasons. You know, I mean, He's got His reasons and purposes for doing things, but He's hidden Himself from people, and if he's given somebody an inquiring, skeptical mind, and yet he's hidden himself from them, I would imagine that would be extremely frustrating, especially if you're hearing people, you need to believe in God because otherwise this and this and this, whatever. But I also want to say that I do think that the atheists in general and in particular are doing a huge benefit for humanity. And the Creator has purposed for everyone to be that they are. So He's purposed for some people to be noble vessels and for some people to be the ignoble or common vessels. It's kind of like when you have a vessel, a pan to catch your dirty oil. Okay, now this may sound really insulting, I'm sorry, but this applies to everybody in a way, so bear with me. You have a pan for catching dirty oil, and you may look at that pan and see that it's all filthy and dirty and it's good for nothing and it's worthless, and like, why don't you just get rid of that and get a new one? It's crap. And the person you're talking to may be like, you have no idea what you're talking about. That I could not even do oil changes if it weren't for that oil pan, and my car would fall apart. It would be in ruins. I couldn't do oil changes. You have no idea what you're talking about. That oil pan is a very, very necessary tool for me to use. It's a very, very necessary thing for me to use, and it serves a very specific function. So my whole point in this is that everybody in this life is serving a function, and atheists are serving a function with skepticism and with not believing things, especially too easy, which I'm thankful for, because believing things too easily is a bad thing as far as I'm concerned. But they're benefiting humanity through their atheism and their skepticism. Now, personally, I'm convinced that at some point in the future, whether it's in this life or the next, that everyone is going to come to a full knowing of the Creator and His truths and what He's all about and the reasons for everything. They're going to understand. They're going to come to an understanding. It may not be in this life, but it's going to happen. But there's hope for everyone. Oh, that's another thing I need to get into. My apology for Christianity and for religion in general, but also I want to let you know, if you're an atheist, almost every translation that I know of is terrible. There's all sorts of faults in it. I'll give you a couple examples. Okay, when it says a helper in Bereshit or Genesis, and it's talking about Adam and Eve, Adam and Hawa, and how Eve was made as a helper for Adam, that helper is actually, I think it's the Hebrew word azer, and it refers to a surrounding assistant protector, and a lot of times it's used as referring to somebody that's in a superior position helping a lesser person. Now, not always, so you can't just take that and run with it, but it's referring to a surrounding assistant protector. It's somebody who's not only being helpful, but is providing protection and providing a source or resource or service to somebody who's not able to do the protecting themselves. So the person is in need, and they need a surrounding assistant protector, and the surrounding assistant protector is being beneficial to that person and doing something for them that they can't do for themselves. So it's actually a very high status term. So that's just one example. Another example is when it says, and God remembered Noah. Well, that's totally misleading. That implies that God had forgotten about Noah. The word that's translated remembered there doesn't mean remembered. It means to have inscribed in the palm of the hand as a treasured possession. That's what the word actually means. So that's, a shoddy translation. Also, when it says Lord, a lot of times in all caps, that word, if the best my understanding is how it would be pronounced as Yahweh, and it means He exists, or the self-existent one. It doesn't mean Lord at all. There's another place in Mattatyahu or Matthew where it's talking about whoever looks at a woman with lust. Well, the word that's used for woman there is the Greek gune, from my understanding, and from my best understanding, it can refer to either a woman or a married woman. And in the context of what it's talking about there, it's saying whoever looks at a married woman with lust. Okay? I mean, if nobody ever looked at anybody else with lust, there goes the human race. We're not going to reproduce because nobody has any sexual desire. So it's not talking about looking at anybody with sexual desire. It's talking about looking at a woman, a very particular. Then there's other places where it's talking about baptizing in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. From my understanding, the original verse said to baptize in my name. And my name not only meant name, but it meant character. You know, baptize according to me, to immerse, to go under the water and come out again, which is a symbolic thing. I'm not going to get into that here, but my whole point is that these don't trust translations. When you read the Bible, don't trust the translation. If you want to understand what it's, and this applies to atheist, Christians, anybody. If you want to understand what you're reading, you'll have to do some study and research to actually figure out what it's saying. Because I don't trust translations. I see that there's far too much error in them. Now there's a lot of truth in them as well, because man, if I can keep track of what I'm saying. What it says there, if you get the correct translation, you find that it's actually making sense. At least to me, that's what I found. But I also want you to be aware that every religion that I know of, every religion that I've come across, has a lot of error in it. There's a lot of falseness in every religion that I know of. Now, I believe that the Creator exists. I'm convinced that He exists, and I'm convinced of things concerning Him and His truths. But as far as religion goes, there's error in all of them. That's what I found. So I just want to reassure you, I want to thank you. If you are an atheist, I want to thank you, because you're doing a service for humanity. Your skepticism and your lack of belief in just how you are is benefiting me as a person. I can testify to that, but I believe it's benefiting everyone else as well. And the benefits that you're doing are not only in this life, they're going to be for the next life as well. But you're serving a very important function that the Creator has you in. So I hope and pray that you're not in despair at all, and that you know that there is hope beyond this life, and you are invaluable as far as I'm concerned. Well, not just as far as I'm concerned. The Creator sees you as invaluable. And just as a quick note, when I was saying in my past verse, I was referencing something in Romans, for the wrath of Yahweh is poured out. When it's talking about that wrath, it's not talking about anger as we understand it, because a lot of times when a human being has anger, it's something that goes beyond their control, right? Well, the Creator is in absolute, complete control of His wrath, His anger. So He's demonstrating His anger, and He's taking vessels, human beings, to demonstrate His anger with, so that all of humanity can see what He's like. Now, you may say, well, you know, why is He doing that? That's not fair. That's not right. I'm not going to get into all of that here, but I just want you to know that it's not, He's not pouring out wrath on you because you stink or you suck or something like that. It's not, I don't think that it's like that. Like I was talking about, that there's vessels for common use and noble use. Everybody is serving a function right now in this life. Even people that are going through pain and suffering, which is part of life for everybody. But I feel like there's more I could talk about this, but I just want you to know, even if you don't see the Creator or convinced of Him now, that's for a reason. It's for a purpose. You're benefiting humanity just by being you and who you are, and you have value. I can't think of the word. Irreplaceable value. You have irreplaceable value in who you are, and I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for you. And what else was I going to say? The whole eternal torment thing is a myth. It's unbiblical. It's mistranslation. You know, I was talking about mistranslations. That's more mistranslation. That's the mafia religion. That's the ultimatum gospel. It's do this or else. It's a ultimatum mafia gospel, and it's false. It's a lie. It's a myth. It's not real. If you're interested, I've done a few videos on this, but I can show you my understanding of this and refer you to references that you can investigate for yourself if you'd like. But that's false. There's a number of issues that I have with Christianity that are false, and that's that might be the biggest, because that's a threat, because all that means, that presents the Creator as a threat, and that's almost all he is he the threat. Turn or burn, that's a false, it's mafia gospel, it's a lie. If there was anything else, I can't think of what it is right now. I believe that you, me, and everyone else has a very good destination mind. We're filling a function right now, you know, various functions. Everybody has their own function they're filling to benefit humanity in some way, which is happening. This life is not all there is. If you see despair in this life, know that there is something better. If you don't see despair and you're enjoying this life, I'm very happy for you. That's really good. And know that something better is coming. Okay, and if you experience roughness or experience difficulty, that happens with everybody. I'm not going to go into in depth now why and what it's all about, but I'm just saying, I'm so sorry if you have, for what you have. There's all kinds of horribleness that people experience in this life. If you are able to become convinced that the Creator is real, and you need healing. He's really good with healing, although he does the tough love. It's like when you get a Band-Aid ripped off really fast, it kind of hurts, but it needs to happen. It's kind of that thing. But I thank you for being who you are. I apologize for my previous video. I misrepresented it, and I was in error in some, at least one thing, if not a couple, and my behavior and attitude was wrong, which really bothers me when especially people that are claiming to be a believer in the Creator do that. That's just really wrong and really bothers me. And I apologize for my lack of appreciation, because I do appreciate you. And, oh, that's another thing. I admire your skepticism. I admire you're not willing to, and I'm not saying this is true across the board for atheists, but it seems more the case than not, that you don't accept something with being absolutely convinced. And if you see something as full of crap, you're not going to just say, you're not just going to go along with it for the sake of whatever, popularity, whatever, but you're going to be skeptical of it. And you're probably going to be skeptical of everything I'm saying, which actually is something that I appreciate as well. But I admire you for that, because I am not as skeptical. I'm still skeptical, but not as skeptical. But that's a trait in people that I admire, and that's something that I admire in a lot of atheists that I've seen. So, I think that's everything. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to comment. But I just wanted to make sure that you knew I apologized, and I showed my appreciation, and I let you know that the whole eternal torment thing's a myth and a lie. Translations are not trustable. I believe there's a reason for it. I'm not going to go into all that. But thank you. Feel free to comment. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being who you are and believing what you do. I hope and pray that you do not stop until you have the truth as satisfies you and is real. And thank you. Thank you. Okay. Shalom. Have a very good life if I don't see you or talk to you ever again. And even if I do. And I'll talk to you later. Thank you.